my friends, welcome one more time to FHP Books. I am Felix and on my website fhpbooks.com I publish film reviews, film critiques of the movies that I have been watching lately, and one of these movies is a great classic named The Treasure of Sierra Madre by John Huston from 1948. One of the main characters is played by Humphrey Bogart, the great actor Humphrey Bogart, who plays here an American guy, a guy from the US that is in Mexico, in the city of Tampico, and he is completely broke. He has no money at all, he's absolutely broke. He needs to get some money, and then he's even asking people in the street for money. And then he finds another American guy that is quite rich, that is quite wealthy, and then he starts working with him. And in this job, that is a very tough job, a very hard job, in this job he meets two other American guys, one younger and the other older, and then with together, these three guys, they decide to go to look for gold in the Sierra Madre, of course. The Sierra Madre is a mountain there in Mexico, and the older of the three guys, these are three guys, and the older one of them, whose name is Howard, he knows about a place where they can potentially find gold. He has a lot of experience because of his background, because in his youth he was also looking for gold and so on. And then he is the guide of the expedition. He is the guide of this adventure. And the other two guys, Humphrey Bogart and the younger guy, they go with him. And they decide to go to the mountains to look for gold. And they will find a lot of dangers, a lot of different problems, because of the mountains are very dangerous, and also there are some bandits there. This story is set in the 20s of the 20th century, like 100 years ago. This movie is set shortly after the Mexican Revolution, and there are still some bandits in the mountains and some fighting factions and so on, and they have to take care about that, and they also have to take care not to be caught by the Mexican authorities, because officially what they are doing is illegal. They do not have any permits by the Mexican government, so they have to take care about these two things. And then we will find that while they are having success looking for gold, they start to have problems among each other. They have to start problems among each other because one of them is particularly paranoid. One of them starts to distrust his comrades, and then this will bring a lot of conflict in this little group, in this trio of gold digging, gold mining guys. This fact that one of them is actually very paranoid, this will bring a lot of problems. There are on the one side, these internal problems inside the group, inside the trio of protagonists, and besides, there is also the problems represented by the outside world, by, for instance, the bandits. So this is a very interesting movie. It's not only an adventure movie, it's also a movie with a huge psychological depth. This movie is based in a novel by an author named B. Traven. I believe this was his pseudonym. He was actually of German origin. B. Traven, he was of German origin, and he went to Mexico. He wrote a lot of his works based in the Mexican reality of the time, and he is also the author of a novel named Macario, a story named Macario, that was also adapted to the big screen, that was also adapted to cinema. Macario is a great movie that was made a little bit afterwards, I think in the late 50s or actually early 60s. Macario is from the early 60s, and this is also a great movie that I might talk about some other time with Ignacio López Tarso, great Mexican actor. And this movie Macario has a lot of parallelisms with The Seventh Seal by Ingmar Bergman. But now I'm going to talk about The Treasure of Sierra Madre. Also, the story is also by B. Traven, this German author living in Mexico. And in this movie, as I told you, there is a very great psychological depth. And it has also a touch of Western. It has also a touch of Western movie, of Western style movie. Even if it's set after the golden era of Western, because most Westerns are set in the 60s and 70s of the 19th century. And this movie is set in the 20s, in the decade of the 20s of the 20th century. So it's set up more or less 50 years after the normal times of Western movies. But the feeling, the style, the atmosphere is very similar to Western movies, particularly the Western movies of the Italian kind, of the times of Sergio Leone and so on, the Italian Western style. And these three protagonists, they remind a lot. They remind a lot in their characters, in their style, in their the relationship between each other. They remind a lot to this Western, Italo-Western stereotype, this Italo-Western style. So this movie could actually have been called The Good, The Bad, and The Old. The Treasure of Sierra Madre is a masterpiece, an absolute masterpiece. Really, I recommend you to watch it. The old one of this trio of adventurers, the old guy, he's actually the father of the director. He's the father of John Huston, Walter Huston, and he was a great actor. This is a great generation of cinema people, the Huston family, Walter Huston, the patriarch, then John Huston, great film director. And there is also the daughter of John Huston, Angelica Huston, who is an actress. So it's a great family of cinema people. And I encourage you to watch this movie if you haven't. And if you have, you can watch it again, because these great movies, you will always find something new when you watch great movies. So thank you very much for your attention, and see you the next time. Bye.